Hello fellow teachers and welcome to tonight's Flipped Learning PD session on a maths phenomenon. For those who may not know me, my name is Jade Wood and I am currently teaching grade 2 at our Melbourne campus. From prior research or learning, you may already have an understanding of a maths phenomenon. However, this evening I'll be focusing on one maths phenomenon in particular, which is folktales. Incorporating folktales into maths lessons is an amazing practice for providing students with the opportunity to connect with mathematics visually, orally, and through their own social and cultural background. It is important that we expose students to different methods of learning from all over the world, as it supports them in understanding culture and diversity within their own classroom. Leading on from this, tonight I'll be sharing an activity with you around using a mathematical folktale. Now, most primary age children do enjoy reading, and using a folktale seems to help them naturally develop mathematically. This activity I will be showing you tonight will be aimed at grade 2 level, but is suitable right from grades 2 to 6. And I will show you how this can work for the higher grades and also the higher end students of your classroom. Before starting the activity with my students, I like to give them a little bit of a riddle to get them thinking and to also to see their thoughts, ideas and any prior knowledge they may have. Here is the question I pose. Would you rather have $1,000 given to you right now, or would you instead prefer to receive 1 cent today and double it every day for the next 30 days? I then ask them to write their answers in their maths book, along with an explanation or justification for their thinking. Once students have done this, I begin introducing the folktale, 1 Grain of Rice by Demi, and ask students if they're familiar with the word folktale. After some brainstorming and discussions, I will give the exact definition. I will also mention how 1 Grain of Rice is a version of an ancient mathematical folktale from India. I like to read the book in its entirety first and stop at certain words to encourage discussions or questions. An example of this may be stopping at the word famine, discussing what this means, and then looking at the situation of Raja not sharing the rice at such a difficult time and the effects it may have on the people. Once the book has been read, I will then introduce the concept of doubling in mathematics and how it can relate to us in the real world. An example of this might be population doubling rapidly, the effects it has on a local town, state, country, even flood levels rising and how quickly they can double. I then hand them a worksheet to assist students with working out the doubling calculations, and I begin to start rereading the book. This time I also make sure that any answers within the book are covered and we work through the worksheet and book together. Each time I stop on a day, I will also look at place value, which for example may be 2 grains of rice equals 2 in the ones column, 4 grains of rice equals 4 in the ones column, and so on. So if you are brave and don't mind a mess, it's great to use actual grains of rice to help children visualize the doubling as it progresses. Depending on the grade level, you may want to pick a day to stop at. So for grade 2, I normally stop around the 1000s mark, which is about day 18, as this is the expectation of knowledge of place value for this age group. For any students that are at the higher end, you can allow them to continue on or encourage the use of calculators to assist them. Grade 3s can go up to tens of thousands, and the grade 5s can go up to hundreds of thousands. Once the doubling is at the level beyond the grades level, continue on with finishing reading the book so students can then visualize the large amounts of rice shown in images throughout the book. At this point, it is also great to revisit famine and a few facts about rice to make connections back to culture in a global context. Here are some examples. Again, this really allows for children to make real-world connections and to also value the importance of maths. To conclude this activity, I then have students revisit the original question posed at the beginning of the activity. I ask them to discuss their original answers and ask them, after reading 1 grain of rice, if they now would change their answers, and if so, why. A great way to reflect on the learning achieved is to get students to complete a similar worksheet as before, but to see which is the better option for the riddle. Again, keeping in mind where each grade or student is capable of getting up to. So I hope this session tonight has given you a new perspective on maths by linking it to folktales and culture. I would love for you to give this a go in your classrooms, and if you would like to share your experiences or have any questions, please feel free to write in the comments below. You also don't have to use this folktale. This is purely just an example. But if you find something new, I'd love to see it. So again, feel free to share. Have a lovely night, and I look forward to speaking to you all soon. Take care. Bye.